Today we're tackling video marketing for small businesses. And you know how it is? It feels like all the big brands have these massive budgets for videos. How are we little guys supposed to compete?
Right. I think a lot of people get intimidated by that. Like they think you need a Hollywood studio just to get started.
Exactly. But fear not, friends. Today we are dissecting a fantastic source, how to compete with big brands on a budget. And trust me, you're going to leave with some seriously actionable tips.
The marketing nerds packed this article with good stuff. One of the things I love about it is how it emphasizes strategy over everything else. You don't start with cameras, you start with...
One nerd, two nerds, three nerds, four. Marketing nerds do so much more. Over hill and high where the nerd buggies go. Come along and bring you the Marketing Nerd Show. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Welcome to the Marketing Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Noah Grant.
And I'm Ellie Marks.
Today we are talking about another awesome article on marketingnerds.ai on how to compete with big brands on a budget.
One of the things I love about it is how it emphasizes strategy over everything else. You don't start with cameras, you start with a plan.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
The marketing nerds break it down into 3 key steps. The first one is all about defining your goals. What are you hoping to achieve with this video?
Right, because a video designed to get downloads for your app is going to look a lot different from one aimed at attracting investors.
Exactly. So is it about brand awareness, driving traffic to your website, increasing sales? You got to be crystal clear about that from the get-go.
Okay, goals first.
Yeah.
Got it. What's the next step in our master plan?
Next, you got to know your audience inside and out. Who are you trying to reach? What are their pain points? What platforms are they hanging out on?
It's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't serve steak to a vegetarian. So don't make videos for teenagers if you're selling retirement plans.
Exactly. Your content needs to be tailored to your specific audience. If you don't know who you're talking to, your message is going to fall flat.
Okay, so know your goals, know your audience. What's the third piece of the puzzle?
This one might seem obvious, but it's often overlooked. You need to decide where this video is going to live online. Is it going to be on YouTube, your website, social media? Where your video lives dictates everything from its length to its style.
Oh, that's so true. You know, it reminds me of this time. I was looking for information about a product online, and I stumbled across this company's About Us video. It was like 10 minutes long and felt like a corporate training film. I bailed after like 30 seconds.
And that's exactly what you want to avoid. People's attention spans are shorter than ever these days. You got to grab them from the get-go and deliver your message quickly and effectively.
All right, so we've got our strategy nailed down, but let's be honest, a lot of small business owners hear the words video marketing and they immediately think, well, we can't afford fancy cameras and studios like the big guys. Do we really need all that expensive gear to make something decent?
That's a myth I'm happy to bust right now. You probably have a pretty amazing video tool right in your pocket, your smartphone.
Seriously, my phone can shoot professional quality video?
You bet. Most smartphones these days can shoot in 4K resolution, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be a tech wizard to figure it out.
Okay, color me impressed. But what about editing? That always seemed like the really complicated part.
Good news there, too. There are tons of free and user-friendly editing apps out there. iMovie, CapCut, even DaVinci Resolve. You can create magic with those.
You're speaking my language. The article also mentioned about audio being more important than visuals. Is that really true?
Absolutely. Think about it. You're more likely to forgive a slightly shaky video if the audio is crisp and clear. A simple external microphone can make a world of difference, and you can get one for like $50.
Okay, noted. Good audio is key. So we're shooting strategic videos on our smartphones with good audio. But how do we actually tell stories that compete with those big budget productions? They often have those super slick, high production value videos that look amazing.
And you know what? Those slick videos often miss the mark because what they lack is heart. And heart is what small businesses have in spades.
I love that. So it's not about trying to outspend the big brands. It's about playing to our strengths.
Exactly. Authenticity is your secret weapon. This source highlights 3 storytelling approaches that work wonders for small businesses. And the first one is real people.
Real people? Like what? Customer testimonials? Behind the scenes stuff?
Bingo. Think about it. People connect with people. They want to see the faces behind the brand and hear real stories.
It's like those day in the life vlogs. I love those. It feels so much more genuine than a polished corporate ad. What are the other approaches?
Another one is showing behind-the-scenes glimpses into your company culture. Let people see the personalities, the passion, the hard work that goes into what you do.
There's this bakery I love that posts these funny behind-the-scenes videos on Instagram. And it makes me feel like I'm part of their little baking family.
Yeah.
What's the third approach?
The third one is all about sharing your brand's journey. Tell the story of how you got started, what challenges you faced, what values drive you. People love to know the why behind a brand.
That's so true. It's like we're inviting people into our world, sharing our struggles and triumphs, and letting them see the human side of our business. Okay, so we're creating strategic, authentic videos on a budget. What else do we need to know?
Well, let's talk about a little secret weapon.
Yeah.
Content repurposing.
It's all about being resourceful. Think about all the content you already have. Blog posts, presentations, webinars. You can transform all of that into video gold.
So you mean I could take that blog post that took me forever to write and turn it into an engaging video?
Exactly. Or slice and dice a webinar recording into bite-sized clips for social media.
Yeah.
You've already done the hard work of creating the content. Now you're just giving it new life and reaching a whole new audience.
That's brilliant. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And you know what else would make this whole process even easier? If there were some amazing free tools out there that could help us make professional-looking videos.
Well, guess what? There are.
Seriously.
Marketing Nerds has a course talking about tons of free tools on their website, marketingnerds.ai. We'll put a link in the show notes so you can check it out.
Free tools that don't feel like a compromise. Spill the tea.
Okay, first up, let's talk visuals. Sites like Pexels and Unsplash Video have tons of high-quality stock footage that you can use for free. Need a stunning backdrop for your interview.
Yeah.
No problem. Want to add some cinematic B-roll? Easy peasy.
And it's all royalty-free.
That changes everything. But what about music? I always worry about copyright issues when it comes to adding tunes to my videos.
Don't worry, there are great resources for royalty-free music, too. I'm going to point back to marketingnerds.ai. They have a huge list of free music resources to check out. You just have to be registered on their site, and it's free. Sites like the Free Music Archive and Bensound offer a wide variety of genres and moods to choose from, all free to use as long as you follow their licensing guidelines.
So we've got visuals and music covered. What else is in this treasure trove of free tools?
Now get this, there are AI-powered tools that can help you create videos with almost magical ease. Platforms like Pictory and Lumen 5 can help you generate videos from your existing content. They can even help with things like captioning and adding those cool kinetic typography effects.
Hold up, AI doing the heavy lifting for us. Sign me up. This is starting to feel less like a deep dive and more like a deep dive into a pool of pure awesome. Okay, so we've got all these amazing tools at our disposal, but what about talent? Like, what if we want to work with influencers, but we don't have a huge budget?
That's where micro-influencers come in. These are people with smaller, highly engaged followings within specific niches. They might not have millions of followers, but their audience trusts their recommendations and is more likely to convert into paying customers.
So it's about finding those niche rock stars who are already speaking to our ideal customer.
I love that. But how do we even find these micro-influencers?
There are platforms specifically designed to connect brands with influencers, but you can also start by simply doing some research on social media. Look for people creating content that aligns with your brand and whose audience overlaps with your target market.
And the article mentions bartering as a possibility. Could we really trade our products or services for their video skills or promotional power?
Absolutely. It's a win-win scenario. They get access to your amazing products or services, and you get high-quality video content and exposure to a new audience. It's a fantastic way to build relationships and create mutually beneficial partnerships. You know what else is a fantastic way to get amazing video content without spending a fortune? Tapping into the power of user-generated content. It's like a goldmine of authentic, relatable videos just waiting to be discovered.
You're so right. Think about it. Your customers are already creating videos about your products and services. Encourage them to share their experiences on social media and then reshare those videos on your own channels.
It's like having a whole army of passionate brand ambassadors creating content for you for free, and it adds that layer of social proof. That's so powerful. Okay, so now that we've got all this incredible video content, how do we get it out there?
Are your videos looking more like a middle school project than a marketing masterpiece? Don't sweat it. Marketing Nerds is here to save the day. We're the video geeks who know how to turn your shaky iPhone footage into scroll-stopping, sales-boosting gold. Whether it's social media magic or a brand story that doesn't put people to sleep, we've got you covered, all on a budget that won't make your accountant cry. Don't just make a video that works. Visit marketingnerds.ai and book an appointment with us today, and let's nerd out together.
Geez, we keep getting interrupted by these ads from marketingnerds.ai. I love it. It's a marketing podcast after all, right? We were talking about getting your videos out there before being interrupted, and I wanted to say, that's where social media comes in, the land of opportunity for budget-conscious video marketers, especially with those short-form video platforms like TikTok Reels and YouTube Shorts. They're absolutely exploding right now.
It's true, short-form video is king these days. But honestly, with so many platforms and formats, it can feel overwhelming. Where do we even begin?
No. Why are you putting another ad here for marketingnerds.ai?
It's on the schedule. I thought it was on the schedule.
Noah had a valid concern that I want to address.
Okay, mate, carry on. My bad.
You don't have to be everywhere at once. Start by thinking about where your target audience hangs out online. Are they scrolling through TikTok? Engaged on Instagram? Networking on LinkedIn? Go where your people are.
Makes sense. Meet them where they're already spending their time. But how do we make our videos stand out in the endless scroll of social media? It feels like every video needs to be super flashy and attention-grabbing just to get noticed.
You're not wrong. The competition for attention is fierce. But remember, you don't need to break the bank to create eye-catching videos. Most of these platforms have built-in editing tools that let you add text music transitions and even those fun AR effects. You can create something visually engaging without needing fancy software or expensive equipment.
And I've heard that jumping on trends is a great way to boost visibility. Is that something we should be thinking about?
Trends can definitely be a powerful tool, but you have to be strategic about it. Not every trend is a good fit for every brand, so don't just jump on something because it's popular. Make sure it aligns with your brand values and your target audience.
Okay, so be trendy, but don't be try-hard. Got it. What else do we need to know to make sure our videos are hitting the mark?
Now let's talk about something that's often overlooked, especially by small businesses with limited resources. Data. Data is your friend even on a dime.
Data can be super intimidating, especially when you're not a data scientist or a marketing whiz. What do we need to know about harnessing data without getting overwhelmed?
The good news is you don't need to be a data expert to glean valuable insights from your video performance. Most platforms offer free analytics tools like YouTube Studio, Instagram Insights, and of course, the good old Google Analytics.
So we can see how many people are watching our videos, where they're dropping off, and what's resonating. That's actually really helpful.
Yeah.
What else can we learn from these analytics dashboards?
You can see which videos are generating the most engagement, likes, comments, shares. You can see where people are coming from, whether they're clicking through to your website, and so much more. And the best part is these insights can help you make informed decisions about your future video content. It's like having a roadmap to success.
So we're not just creating videos and throwing them out into the void. We're actually paying attention to how people are responding and using that information to get better and better.
I love that.
Exactly. It's a constant cycle of learning and refining. And speaking of refining, let's talk about one of the most important principles in video marketing, A/B testing.
Okay, I've heard of A/B testing, but I'm not entirely sure what it means. Break it down for me.
It's actually a pretty simple concept. You create two slightly different versions of a video and test them against each other to see which one performs better. Maybe you try different headlines, different calls to action, or even different video lengths. By comparing the results, you can figure out what resonates best with your audience and continuously improve your video content.
So it's like a friendly competition between our videos to see what works best. I'm all for that, but honestly, sometimes I get so caught up in the analytics and the strategy that I forget about the human element. Pay attention to the comments people are leaving on your videos. They're telling you what they like, what they don't like, what they want to see more of.
It's like having a direct line to our audience. You'd be crazy not to listen, right?
Exactly. And don't be afraid to engage in the comments section. Respond to questions, thank people for their feedback, and show that you're listening. It's a great way to build relationships and turn viewers into loyal fans.
Okay, so we're tracking our data, paying attention to comments, and using that feedback to refine our approach.
Yeah.
What else do we need to know to make sure our videos are hitting the mark?
Well, here's a crucial point to remember. You've only got a few seconds to capture someone's attention in today's world of endless scrolling. Those first few seconds are everything.
You got to hook them in before their thumb flicks them away to the next video, right?
Precisely. Your video needs to start with a bang, something that immediately grabs their attention and makes them want to keep watching.
Okay, so no slow intros or long-winded explanations. What are some specific strategies we can use to hook those viewers from the get-go?
This source suggests a few powerful techniques. You can start with a compelling question that makes people think, a bold statement that sparks curiosity, or a captivating visual that stops them mid-scroll. The key is to get to the point quickly and tell them what they're going to get out of watching your video.
So it's like a mini trailer for our video,
Yeah.
right? We need to create those irresistible previews that make people think, I got to see what happens next.
Exactly. And once you've hooked them, don't let go. Keep the energy high, deliver on your promises, and always include a clear call to action. Tell people what you want them to do next, whether it's visiting your website, following your page, or making a purchase.
Because a confused mind says no. Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive already, and I feel like my brain is overflowing with amazing information. It's clear that small businesses don't need to break the bank to create impactful videos.
You got it. With a little creativity, a strategic mindset, and a willingness to experiment, you can create video content that rivals the big guys and achieves your marketing goals. But there's one more crucial piece of the puzzle that we need to discuss. This one's all about consistency.
Consistency, the key to so many things in life, right? But what does consistency actually look like in the world of video marketing? Does it mean posting a video every single day?
It's not necessarily about posting daily, but it's about showing up regularly for your audience. Think of it like building a relationship. You wouldn't call up a friend once a year and expect to stay close, right? You need to nurture that connection with regular interaction.
That's a great analogy. So how often should small businesses be posting video content to stay top of mind and keep those relationships strong?
There's no magic number, but the key is to find a rhythm that you can realistically maintain. Whether it's once a week, twice a month, or even daily, the most important thing is to be consistent and to deliver value to your audience every time you show up.
Right? It's not about spamming people with content. It's about providing valuable insights, entertainment, or inspiration that they actually look forward to. And I imagine that the more consistent we are, the better we get at creating videos too, right?
Yeah.
It's all about practice.
Absolutely. Every video is a learning opportunity. Pay attention to the data, the comments, the overall engagement, and use those insights to refine your approach. Think of it like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets.
I love that. So we're building relationships, honing our skills, and consistently delivering value. What else do we need to be thinking about?
Now let's talk about something that often gets swept under the rug, especially by small businesses with tight budgets. Measuring your return on investment, or ROI.
Yes, the dreaded ROI conversation. It's one thing to create cool videos, but how do we actually know if they're moving the needle for our business? Are they leading to more sales, more website traffic, more brand awareness? How do we measure that?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's where those analytics tools we discussed earlier come in handy. You want to track metrics that align with your goals. If your goal was brand awareness, are you seeing an increase in followers or website traffic? If it was sales, are those numbers ticking upward?
Right. It's not just about vanity metrics like views or likes. It's about connecting the dots between our video content and tangible business results. But honestly, it can feel a bit overwhelming to try to measure ROI, especially when you're not running big ad campaigns or spending a ton of money on marketing.
I hear you. Even without sophisticated attribution models, you can still gather valuable insights. For example, pay close attention to which videos are generating the most engagement, clicks, or shares. Those are likely the ones that are resonating with your audience and driving results.
So it's a bit of a detective game. We're following the clues to see what's really working. And the more we track and analyze, the better we become at understanding what kind of content drives the results we're looking for. Okay, so we're tracking our ROI, but with all the different video platforms and formats out there, it's like, where do we even begin?
Well, remember, you don't have to be everywhere at once. Start by thinking about where your target audience hangs out online. If you're trying to reach Gen Z, TikTok and Instagram Reels might be your go-to. If you're targeting professionals, LinkedIn could be more effective.
Okay, so it's all about meeting your audience where they are.
Yeah.
But even within those platforms, there are so many different video styles. How do we know what will resonate with our target audience?
The beauty of it is you don't have to know for sure right away. This is where experimentation comes in. Try different platforms, different video styles, and see what gets the best response, what gets the most engagement, what sparks conversations, what leads to conversions.
So it's a process of trial and error, constantly learning and adapting. I like that.
Yeah.
Takes the pressure off of needing to have all the answers right away.
Exactly. And you know what else can add a spark of excitement to your video marketing efforts? Jumping on trends. They're constantly evolving on social media, and they can be a powerful way to boost your visibility and reach a wider audience.
Trends can be tricky though, right? I've seen brands try to force themselves into trends that just don't fit their brand identity, and it can come across as inauthentic or even cringeworthy.
You're absolutely right. Not every trend is a good fit for every brand. It's important to be strategic and make sure the trend aligns with your brand, values your message, and your target audience.
So how do we strike that balance between being trendy and staying true to our brand? How do we make sure our videos feel authentic even when we're participating in a popular trend?
I think it comes down to putting your own unique spin on it. Even if you're using a popular audio track or participating in a trending challenge, find a way to make it your own. Infuse it with your brand's personality and humor.
So we're not just mindlessly copying what everyone else is doing. We're finding a way to make it our own and stay true to who we are as a brand.
Exactly. And remember, trends come and go. What's popular today might be forgotten tomorrow. Don't chase every shiny new object. Focus on creating high-quality content that's true to your brand, and you'll build a loyal audience that sticks around even when the trends fade.
Okay. I'm feeling inspired to brainstorm some trendy yet authentic video ideas. But honestly, sometimes I get so overwhelmed by all the possibilities that I get stuck in that analysis paralysis phase. Any advice for overcoming that creative hurdle?
I've been there. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was to start by looking at what your competitors are doing.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's not about copying them, but about seeing what's working for them and what's resonating with their audience.
Exactly. You can also find inspiration from industry publications, blogs, and even trending topics on social media. Keep your eyes peeled, and you'll find sparks of inspiration everywhere.
So it's all about being a content sponge, absorbing information from all sorts of places, and then letting our own creativity take over.
You got it. And remember, the best ideas often come from collaboration. Don't be afraid to brainstorm with your team, bounce ideas off each other, and let those creative juices flow.
Okay, I'm feeling energized and ready to tackle this video marketing thing head on. We've talked about strategy, production, distribution trends, and even the importance of data and analytics. Is there anything else we should keep in mind as we embark on this video marketing journey?
There's one more crucial element that can make all the difference, and it's something that's often overlooked in our fast-paced, instant gratification world.
Hey, it's a ghost town out there. You're struggling to grow your business. Let us introduce you to marketingnerds.ai, the ultimate resource for smarter, faster marketing. Whether you want to learn at your own pace with our online courses or just hand it off and hire us, we've got you covered. We're experts in video production marketing, AI-powered strategies, and automation, all designed to help you scale your business without the headaches. We know marketing, we know video, and we definitely know AI. Why not let us help you work smarter, not harder?
Patience.
Patience. Why patience?
Because building a successful video marketing strategy takes time. It's not about overnight viral sensations. It's about consistently creating valuable content, engaging with your audience, and refining your approach over time.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep experimenting, and the results will come.
That's such an important message, especially for small business owners who are already juggling a million things at once. It's easy to feel like we need to do everything perfectly right out of the gate.
But you know what? Perfection is the enemy of progress. It's okay to start small, to make mistakes, to learn along the way. The most important thing is to get started and keep moving forward.
Speaking of moving forward, let's take a step back and recap all the amazing insights we've gleaned from this deep dive.
Yeah.
What are the most important takeaways for our listeners who are ready to take their video marketing to the next level?
Well, first and foremost, remember that you don't need a massive budget to create impactful videos. With a little creativity, strategic thinking, and the right tools, many of which are free, you can compete with the big guys and achieve your marketing goals.
And don't forget about the power of authentic storytelling.
Absolutely. Authenticity trumps production value every time. Share your brand story, connect with your audience on an emotional level, and let your passion shine through.
And as we've learned, we don't need to be intimidated by the technical side of video creation. We can start simple and gradually expand our skills as we go.
Exactly. There are so many resources available to help you along the way. And remember, consistency is key.
Show up regularly for your audience, experiment with different platforms and formats, and track your results so you can continuously improve.
And most importantly, be patient. Building a successful video marketing strategy takes time and effort. Embrace the journey, enjoy the process, and trust that the results will follow.
Wow. I feel like we've covered so much ground today. It's been an incredible deep dive into the world of video marketing for small businesses. But before we wrap up this episode, there's one more important question I want to leave you with.
It's interesting, because it really often comes down to something that you can't really teach or buy, and that's passion. You can have the most amazing strategy in the world, the slickest editing, But if your heart's not really in it, it's going to show.
So you're saying that genuine enthusiasm can actually make even a simple video, like, way better. That's actually really encouraging because I'm definitely no Spielberg, but I do love what I do.
Think about it, right? Like, you can always spot a fake smile a mile away. It's kind of the same with videos. When you really, truly care about what you're sharing, it kind of like draws people in. You know what I mean? It just makes them want to listen.
Okay, so it's not just about, like, getting the information out there. It's about sharing a piece of yourself, your excitement, your, belief in what you're doing. But doesn't that make it even more scary to kind of put yourself out there?
Oh, for sure. It can definitely feel vulnerable. But I think that vulnerability is also what makes you relatable. People connect with authenticity. They want to see the human being behind the brand.
That makes total sense. It's not about pretending to be perfect or, like, having all the answers. It's about being real and letting that passion be your guide.
Exactly. And you know what else is interesting? This whole idea of passion really ties back to that consistency that we were talking about before. When you're genuinely excited about something, you're way more likely to show up consistently, even when it's hard.
It's like that saying, right? Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
But let's be real, video marketing is definitely not always sunshine and rainbows. There are days when it feels like a total grind.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that's where passion is so important. It's what helps you get through those tough moments. It reminds you why you started doing this whole thing in the first place.
Okay, so we're fired up and ready to make some amazing videos, but before we wrap up this deep dive, is there anything else you think our listeners should really keep in mind as they embark on their video marketing journey? There is actually one final thought that I'd like to leave everyone with. It's something that I think is so often overlooked, in the craziness of creating all these videos and, promoting them.
Ooh, I do love some parting words of wisdom. What's the secret sauce that can really make our videos stand out?
It's the power of community. Building a community around your brand can seriously amplify your impact in ways that you wouldn't believe.
Community. So you're saying it's not just about, like, making these videos and hoping that people watch them. It's about actually building relationships and making people feel like they're a part of something.
Exactly. Think about it. When people feel like they're part of a community, they're more likely to engage with your content, share it with their friends, and just become those loyal advocates for your brand.
Okay, I see what you mean. But how do we actually go about building this community? It's not like we can just snap our fingers and suddenly we have a tribe of loyal followers.
You're right. It definitely takes effort. But it really starts with just engaging, responding to comments, asking questions, doing live Q&As, running contests, creating opportunities for your audience to connect with each other.
So we're creating a space for dialogue, for conversation, for, like, shared experiences. It's not just a one-way street.
Precisely. And when you actually do that consistently, you'll be amazed at the community that starts to emerge.
Yeah.
People will feel seen and heard and valued, and that's so powerful.
I love that. It's like we're all gathering around a virtual campfire, sharing stories and connecting with each other and, with our brand.
You got it. And the cool thing about community is that it really takes on a life of its own. Your audience starts to create their own content and they're sharing their experiences and spreading the word about your brand organically. It becomes this amazing ecosystem of passion and engagement.
Okay, I'm totally sold on the power of community. It's like the secret ingredient that can transform video marketing from this one-way street into a vibrant two-way conversation.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond transactions and actually building relationships. And when you do that, your videos become so much more than marketing tools. They become catalysts for connection, inspiration, and, even lasting friendships.
Wow, what a great way to put it. I'm feeling so inspired to go out there and, build this thriving community around my videos. Thank you for sharing your insights with me.
It's been such a pleasure.
Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything you need to know about competing with those big brands, even when you're on a tight budget. We've talked about strategy, production, storytelling, distribution, trends, even data and analytics.
It's been quite the journey. And I have to say, I'm feeling so incredibly optimistic about the future of video marketing for small businesses.
Me too.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with just one final question.
Yeah.
For those who are ready to take the leap and hit record, we've learned so much in this deep dive, so much about, how to actually make videos that work even on a small budget.
It's been really amazing. And I think the biggest takeaway for me is just how much small businesses can really achieve with video, even if they don't have tons of money to throw around.
Totally. But, as our listeners are getting ready to actually hit record, I want to leave them with this one question. What's, like, the one piece of advice that you would give to someone who just starting out with video marketing, what's the most important thing to keep in mind?
I think it really boils down to this. Don't be afraid to just start.
That's so much easier said than done, though.
Yeah.
Right? It's easy to get caught up in wanting everything to be perfect. So many people get stuck in that perfectionism trap. They're so worried about making the perfect video that they end up never actually hitting publish.
I totally get that. Believe me, I've been there. But the truth is, there's no such thing as perfect. And the amazing thing about video is that you can constantly learn and improve. Every video you make is a chance to get better.
So it's better to have something out there, even if it's not perfect, than to let perfection be the enemy of good.
100%. Think of it like this. Every video is a stepping stone,
Yeah.
It's a chance to learn what works, what doesn't, what resonates with your audience.
So embrace those imperfections, the stumbles, the learning curve. It's all part of the process.
It really is. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There's so much support out there, online communities, tutorials, mentors. There are people who can help you every step of the way.
That's a great reminder. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And it's so helpful to know that there are other people out there who are going through the same challenges,
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask questions, reach out, connect with other creators. The video marketing world is seriously full of incredibly supportive people.
Well, I think that's a perfect note to end on. We've explored so much today in this deep dive into video marketing for small businesses, and I really hope you're leaving feeling inspired, empowered, and, ready to hit record.
It's been so fun chatting with you, and I'm honestly so excited to see what you create.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep creating those amazing videos. And of course, stay up to date and relevant by visiting marketingnerds.ai. There is a nerd party every day on our site, where you can learn all about the nuances of marketing or just hire us to handle it for you.
Exactly. Have fun with it.
And remember, we'll be here to, help you navigate this exciting new world.
Absolutely. We'll keep you updated on all the latest advancements.
So until next time, happy creating, everyone.